to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we work and live. And today we meet, socialise, play and watch football whilst recognising their continuing connection and contribution to the land, water, community and football. We are home to the oldest living civilisation in the world, and today, as always, we pay respect to the elders past and present. We play on the land of the Turrbal and Jagera nations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Field 1, Brisbane City and Gold Coast Knights, and Field 2, Eastern Suburbs and South United. Please enjoy the games.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to Nudgee Recreation Reserve, where we are rounding out Female Football Week with Football Queensland's first ever Magic Round. To get us underway for what will be a stellar weekend of football, we've got two games kicking off at 7:15 p.m. I'm Amy Webster, covering all of the action here on FQTV as we settle in to enjoy Eastern Suburbs taking on our current table toppers, Souths United. Team news just flashed up on the screen there, but we'll talk you through the teams before we get started. Starting with our officials, the woman in charge of tonight's proceedings, Taylor Schofield, assisted by Violet Matthews, Carly Gorbel, Emily Weber. So rounding out Female Football Week with an all-female lineup. Eastern Suburbs, coached by Lachlan Long, lining up with Katie Dale in between the sticks, Ellie Caspanello wearing the number 22, new signing Holly McQueen wearing the number 2. Camille Sahirul, also a new signing, getting into the starting lineup this evening, is your number 13. You've got number 3, Holly Clark. Number 9, Chantel Maugry. Number 10, Kyla Hansen. 11, Lila Utateo. Number 14, Abby Taylor. 21, Stella Mazzoni. And 24, Tegan Reining. For South United, coached by Trent Gregson. In goal, number 21, Lauren Vashina. Number 7, Sam Roth. 22 and strong at the back, Leah Bermudez. Number 6, she can't stop scoring, Tia Apo. 21, Monica Vecchio. Number 10, Faith Stevenson. 16, Sonny Franco. Number 8, sister Elise Franco. 15, Kira Cooley. Number 4, Aaliyah Davern. And number 13, Abby Lloyd. And we see there both Abby's wearing the captain armband. So Abby Taylor, the skipper for Easts, and Abby Lloyd, the skipper for Souths, as we get set here this evening. So Eastern Suburbs coming into this game off the back of a convincing victory on the road in round 12, beating their hosts Gold Coast United 4-0. Souths, as previously mentioned, currently sitting pretty on top of the table after their round 12 2-0 victory over QAS. Albeit Souths do have a couple more games chalked up compared to the teams that are chasing them on the ladder. So still very, very early days in the league. But let's turn our focus to this evening's procedures as both sides just getting themselves set. So we're going to have Souths going left to right in their green and white hoops. And Eastern Suburbs, who are going to kick us off, going right to left in that very familiar full orange strip. So a lot of football ahead of us this weekend. So the first ever NPL's Magic Round. This does conclude Female Football Week, and it's celebrating the talent of Queensland's top female footballers, and also an excellent opportunity to highlight the growth of women's participation in the sport. Football Queensland's commitment to expanding opportunities for girls and women both on and off the field. There's been lots happening this week already. Refereeing courses, coaching courses. Lots of these NPL sides have been going and coaching some of the younger women's sides or some of the younger female sides, which is excellent to see. So over the next 2 days, 2 games this evening, and the next 2 days we'll see 5 thrilling fixtures, as well as a carnival for the youngsters on Saturday. So Lachlan Long bringing in a couple of his new signings in to start this evening, namely Holly McQueen, who's been playing her trade at Brisbane Roar this season in the A-League. So stepping into that central defence alongside Holly Clark this evening. And there is Holly Clark just to see that one over the touchline. The other 7:15 kickoff this evening, also covered live here on FQTV, is Brisbane City versus Gold Coast Knights. So set yourselves up with a couple of screens and plenty of football to enjoy. Something there for Abby Lloyd to chase, but Katie Dale had her eye on that all the way through. So Monica Vecchio pushing far up the field there to just try and box Easts in that far corner, but Eastern Suburbs will be coming away with the throw on the far side. There we can see Coach Trent Gregson already shouting some orders at his side. So just reflecting back on those starting lineups. Mentioned a couple of new signings coming in for Eastern Suburbs. Holly McQueen from Brisbane Raw and Philippines national player Camille Sahirul. Notable absence for Eastern Suburbs is Katie Muscat, who did pick up an ankle injury in their previous game against Gold Coast United. So she sits this one out. And similarly for South tonight, without the experience of Sophie Rood, Rosie Sutton and Emma Smith. Sophie Rood out nursing a hamstring, and Emma Smith and Rosie Sutton unwell, so not able to make this one. Here is Utateo in the left back position for Easts. Happy to rely on new colleague McQueen to clear the lines there. Vecchio with lovely little bit of skill. Confident in defence and just trying to release the South's midfield, but it's come loose. And the shot from range was Ellie Caspanello. Saved comfortably by Lauren Vashina. Sonny Franco chasing, but the experience of Holly McQueen able to just shirk off that incoming challenge from Franco. He's turned to come forward now, riding to fire that one in. And again, just pushed over. It was Camille Sahirul in a threatening spot there. Lauren Vashina brought in to be the woman between the sticks thanks to an injury to Eliza Evans, and Eliza Evans has undergone knee surgery, so we wish her the best in her recovery. She, I believe, will be out for around 6 weeks. But Lauren is doing an excellent job and staking her claim on the gloves. Riding. Good defending from the front there, Elise Franco. Bermuda. South's just happy to reset, build from the back here. This is the second meeting of the sides this season, so history from this league season so far. These sides first met in round one. Eastern Suburbs coming and away with the 3 points, but it was a bit of a go fest. There was 7 goals in total, so 4-3 to Eastern Suburbs in that game, as Tegan Riding just finds herself creeping into an offside position there. Sam Roth putting a boot through that one, trying to send forward her skipper, Tia Apo it was, on the near side. Tia Apo is having a great time this season, 8 goals to her name already, including 1 in the last round against QAS. And here now is Abby Lloyd trying to squeeze through 2 defenders, but found herself in a Holly sandwich. Holly Clark and Holly McQueen pairing up there just to cut off the path for Abby Lloyd. Lovely through ball there. And the keeper's committed. And Eastern Suburbs, thanks to Stella Mazzoni, able to slot that one home comfortably. It was a lovely little through ball. It was Camille Sahirul who had her heels clips in the build-up and managed to get a lovely little through ball and play the advantage. And Stella Mazzoni skipping past the advancing Lauren Vashina. First blood to Eastern Suburbs. I think even the referee lost a yellow card in the build-up there. Eastern Suburbs very kindly giving that one back. So first goal of the night in this game goes to Eastern Suburbs. Souths will be looking to reply pretty quick. We just mentioned we had 7 goals in the initial matchup between these two sides. So 9 minutes in, already 1 chalked up thanks to Mazzoni. So second league goal of the season. Franco doing well there, but dispossessed at the back by Easts. Good feet by Aaliyah DeVerne, trying to get it through to feet with skipper Taylor, and a little bit of a mix-up at the back with Dale and McQueen, but Dale and McGarry, I think it was, but they managed to escape that one. There'll be a bit of a sigh of relief. A little bit of a look of despair from Katie Dale there. Apo. Here is Leah Bermudez striding forward from the centre half position, and lovely collection there, Katie Dale. Tia Apo starting with the build up there, and Leah Bermudez just bursting her way through from centre half, but look at Katie Dale making her presence known. She's shaken off that little miscommunication. Katie Dale, one of East's new signings at the start of the season, signing from Kapalabar. Franco. Lovely little flick on. Utateo just dispossessed there by Faith Stevenson. And now Souths with a chance to attack, but again, East's just doubling up and in the process giving away a foul. It's Ellie Caspanello and Holly McQueen that time. And Souths will have to settle for the corner. So first corner of the game goes to Souths. Elise Franco in her third season as a Souths player, making her way over to take this one. Sam Roth just lurking on the edge of the area. Swinging that one into the far post and misses everyone and gives time to clear at the back. And Roth again just getting into a good spot to try and keep the ball down there and give Souths an opportunity to try and pin them in that corner. Riding with support from Sahirul, but Faith Stevenson finds it at feet. And Clark with the pass back. Dale choosing just to get rid of that one and get it away from danger. Throw in from Stevenson. Allowed to run through to Franco. Challenge there from Roth. Just a little too strong. Eastern Suburbs with the free kick just inside their own half. McQueen gets us underway. Lovely little through ball. Mazzoni with the flick on and well collected at the back. Vashina, who gets us underway pretty quick, releasing to Stevenson. Bermudez. Franco forced to play her way back to her keeper. Stevenson with a bit of space down this right flank. Lovely ball to Franco. Franco under pressure from McQueen. McQueen does well, showing her experience there, but again, Franco showing her experience to win her side a throw. Throw to feet from Stevenson, finds Sonny. And that a little bit ambitious, the through ball, and the body language of Camille Sahirul says, no chance I'm chasing that one. But promising stuff. It's seeing that both sides are wanting to progress, play into attack as soon as they get the ball. Sahirul again clipped on the heels and wins a free kick. Challenge there, Tia Apo. McQueen sending this one in toward the edge of the box. Skips over Vecchio to the feet of Hansen. Riding, fires one across, and just the wrong side of the post. Ball in there from McQueen. Misjudged a little by Monica Vecchio. And the shot in the end just wide. Lovely feet, Faith Stevenson. She's only just come back into the side after a spell at Raw and QAS. Previously with Souths before going to take on that opportunity. Lovely touch by Roth to advance. Stevenson again getting herself in good positions. First time ball in. And Abby Lloyd not quite able to get to that one first. Katie Dale was equal to it, but it was a great opportunity. Good play again. Ball in from Faith Stevenson first time. And Abby Lloyd just trying to get on the right side of Holly Clark. Good goalkeeping in the end. Katie Dale. Leah Deverne having a shot from range. Wasn't too much bite in that one and runs all the way through to Katie Dale. Long ball forward, looking for Sahirul. And Lauren Vashina keen to come out and collect those where she can. So the first goal was a little misjudged and Mazzoni skipped around her, but good to see the confidence that she's still happy to go for them. Tia Apo found herself in a defensive spot. Given away in the midfield. Lovely little skip round and shot from range. Collected nicely from Vashina. With Chantel Mowgary with the attempt there. It was a lovely effort. Vashina had eyes on that one and collected comfortably. Cooley. Dispossessed in the middle, Abby Taylor. Mazzoni, the goal scorer. Trying to release Riding, who's trying to send one in and deflected over the byline for a corner. Lovely ball forward there. Well read, Mazzoni, and Riding just trying to send that one in, and it was Leah Bermudez who managed to get a foot in the way. Ellie Caspanello on the corner duties this evening. Signed at the start of the season from Penn Power. Sends this one in long. And it was Holly Clark at the back post heading down, but collected by the keeper. Tia. Lovely through ball. Abby Lloyd to run onto. Abby Lloyd just needs a bit of support. Sends it across and Katie Dale collects, spills, and McQueen making sure. It's a lovely ball through from Tia Apo. It was Sonny Franco, my mistake, with the ball across, and Holly McQueen with an excellent clearance. Headed down. Roth on the edge of the box. And just rising over the bar. Sam Roth finding herself again just lurking on the edge of the area there. Opportunistic spot on the edge of the 18-yard box. "25 minutes played in one of the two openers here in NRLW Magic Round. Plenty of action ahead for the weekend, and there's plenty to keep people busy if they want to get down and watch a bit of football. Some food trucks, some face painting. Plenty of action to come across the weekend. Just the two games this evening, of course. Tomorrow we'll see Mitchelton take on North Lakes for our 2 p.m. kickoff. Sunshine Coast Wanderers against Gold Coast United is the 4:15. And rounding out the evening, and the Magic Round will be the 6:30 kickoff, which will be QAS versus Lions. Free kick going the way of Easts for that challenge on the far side. Monica Vecchio in the end with just a little bit of a shove on the back. Eastern Suburbs. Plenty of orange shirts to aim for in the area as the referee just makes sure that wall's in order. Chantel Mowgary making a nuisance of herself on the penalty spot as well as the ball comes into the near side. Not too troubling for the South's defence. Caspanello, dispossessed by Elise Franco. And Easts with the throw. Tegan Riding under pressure there from Monica Vecchio. Tegan Riding with 5 league goals against her name already this season. Notched up 15 in the league in the last campaign. So East's coming forward again. Great defending, but nearly spilt it at the near post. Souths get away with that one. So the shot came in. There was a bit of pressure on the attacker. Leila Utateo to McQueen. Just here at Nudgee Recreation Reserve, the wind picking up slightly, so see if that impacts the aerial ball. Both new signings linking up, Zahirul McQueen. McQueen firing that one forward for Utateo. She has Zahirul in support, but sends one into the box. Mowgary. He's getting plenty of bodies forward. McQueen cool under pressure. As Easts managed to keep possession in midfield, but dispossessed there. Sonny Franco. Abby Lloyd with a first-time ball through. And Tia Apo just going down on the edge of the area, but referee didn't see anything untoward there, so it will just be play on. Both sides getting stuck into these midfield duels and turning the ball over to each other in the midfield, keeping us on our toes. Bermudez. Tegan Ryden just tripped there on that far side, but again, ref says play on. And that one is going to trickle over for a throw. The officials not seeing anything that they didn't like there, and it's been overturned. It will be a goal kick by the looks of it. Oh, throw in it is. Souths with a chance to reset here. Roth putting a boot through that one, but Ellie Caspinello coming away with it. Vashina collecting that one safely and getting play underway quickly. Something for Franco to chase here, and chase she does. Sonny Franco getting aside a throw on that far side. Sonny Franco with over 50 A-League appearances. Sides including Raw, Sydney FC and Newcastle Jets. Another one that's not too shy of getting goal opportunities. 8 goals to her name this season. She's creeping up already on the 11 that she chalked up in the 2024 campaign. Tegan riding again. We see Lauren Vashina coming out of her area to clear. It's 3 or 4 occasions we've seen that this evening. Utateo trying to get a lovely through ball. Caspinello. Brisbane-born defender Holly McQueen just settling things back down with her centre-half counterpart. Bermudez with the challenge. And Bermudez coming off the better in the challenge. Sonny Franco riding that challenge nicely, but the referee looking to play advantage, but I think the second chop at Sonny Franco made her mind up. Taylor Schofield taking charge of this one. Roth. Cut out there by Clark. Caspinello and Cooley just in a little bit of a tussle there. And Holly Clark just putting a boot through that one to make sure the 22-year-old, 23-year-old probably now, having a birthday at the back end of April, Holly Clark found herself named in round 9's team of the week. Kira Cooley finding her captain, and Lloyd choosing to have a crack from range. Relying on Katie Dale being off her line there and thought, why not? Just going a little wayward to the right-hand side of the goal. And now Ellie Caspinello poking that one through to Tegan Riding. Leah Bermudez with a very important toe in at the end there. It was flicked on nicely there, and Riding getting it back, but look at Leah Bermudez just getting her foot in and taking the sting out of that one as we come down to the other end with Faith Stevenson up against Utateo, forcing the save. Corner ball to Souths, much to the dismay of Easts. Little spell of end-to-end action here as lovely weighted ball through from Tia Apo. And just forcing the save down at the near post from Katie Dale. 37 minutes on the clock. Elise Franco to send this one in toward the near post. It's going to fall. Nearly fell for Roth, who again lurking in that spot on the edge of the 18-yard box. Stevenson sending that one back to her keeper. Had to come a fair way out to collect, but as we've seen, happy to do so. Good defending. Leela Utateo on defensive duties in that left back position with the support of McQueen as East just try and get it out of that corner. Sam Roth using her strength and winning her side. A throw on the near side. The Canberra-born defender. Former train-on player for Canberra United, Sam Roth. Stevenson with the throw. Stevenson to Franco. Utateo with the clearance. Riding, just trying to do those, Eastern Suburbs, just trying to do those little one-touch passes out, but getting stuck in traffic. But here they are again with numbers on the South defence. Tegan Riding again up against Leah Bermudez, but Bermudez stands strong in the centre half position and cuts that one out calmly. Mowgray. Poked through to Ellie Caspanello. And Roth clearing that one without too much attacking pressure. Lovely work, Vecchio and Cooley, but just a little bit too much on that one and over it goes. We're trying to keep the goal scorer Mazzoni at bay. And here come Easts again. It's going to fall for Utateo at the back post. She's got Zahirul in support, but again, good defending there. Faith Stevenson only just come back into the side and she's looking very, very comfortable indeed. The game just opening up slightly here. Hansen. Riding, firing that one into the near post, forcing a save. Utateo on the edge. And just a little bit too much time on that one, I think, allowing it to sit up and sending it off target, Leela Utateo. So wearing the Eastern Suburbs strip this evening, but Utateo did sign from Souths, where she scored 4 goals last season. Was named FQ Young Player of the Year. Lovely little back heel riding, left foot attempt. Collected with ease. There's good tenacity there from Mowgray. Vecchio. Franco shirking off the challenge of Abby Taylor, but Eastern Suburbs getting the ball back in their possession with their centre half duo. Souths with another opportunity here though, loose ball over the sideline, giving them the throw. Tia Apo. Good little tussle. And the tussle turned into a bit of a tug in the end. Tia Apo on Camille Sahirul, right under the referee's nose. Tia Apo signed from Lions for this season. Coming from Lions with a proven goal scoring ability, and we've seen that already in the league. 8 goals to her name so far. Franco trying to poke that one forward, and it's going to run all the way through to Katie Dale. Just short of a couple of minutes left for this first half. Mentioned South's currently sitting on top of the table, but it's early days, very close, and there's a bit of a mismatch of matches played thanks to a number of factors. Primarily the weather, so South's having played 11 games sitting on top with 22 points, but Gold Coast Knights chasing their tails, only 1 point behind in the league ladder. Eastern Suburbs currently sitting 5th on the NPL ladder. Riding, blocked by Bermudez. Easts with a late opportunity. Try and increase their lead from set piece. Holly Clark, Chantel Mowgray lurking in the area. One sent in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, bouncing over all of them. McQueen with the head, laying it off. Utateo has a crack with her left. Sails over the bar, finding herself again in a good spot though, Lila Utateo. McQueen trying to get a head on it there, and lovely little layoff. Lovely touch, Caspanello. Tia Apo trying to poke that one through, and has another attempt here. Franco, Cooley, Bermudez, first time forward, finds its way through. Abby Lloyd holding her line well. Abby Lloyd trying to go around Holly Clark at the back, but sailing that one, or passing that one into the hands of Katie Dale. And that is the half-time whistle. 1-0 here at Nudgee Recreation Reserve NPL Magic Round. 1-0 to Eastern Suburbs. We'll be back with plenty more after this break.
gentlemen, that brings an end to the first half on field 2 with Eastern Suburbs Football Club and South United. The current score is Eastern Suburbs 1, South United 0. And that brings an end to the first half on field 1 with Brisbane City 1 and Gold Coast Knights 0. Attention ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that we have our food trucks and bar open. Please come out and check out the produce up the front of the centre here, so bar and food options. Football Queensland would like to thank their partners, Kappa, TAFE Queensland, MITRE, the Trophy Superstore, Belton Industries, Business First Travel, VO, Uberline, Gal Gates, Goa, Gatorade, Pillar Goalposts, Green Room Features, CQ University Australia, Performance Physio Queensland, and without their support, today wouldn't be possible. Thank you.
Welcome back to this round 13 clash between Eastern Suburbs and Souths United. Eastern Suburbs 1 goal to the good thanks to that 9-minute opener from Stella Mazzoni. The other 7:15 kickoff, Brisbane City versus Gold Coast Knights. Brisbane City 1 goal to the good thanks to an early goal from Amy Cook. So as we just see both sides starting to make their way back to the field, just a reminder about what all of this Magic Round Female Football Week is all about. Female Football Week ran from Friday the 2nd of May and will run all the way through till Sunday the 11th of May. And it is of course celebrating the contributions of women and girls in football while creating more opportunities for participation and growth across all levels of the game. So this year, Female Football Week celebrated alongside Our Game, which is an initiative designed to build a strong, passionate community that confidently shapes the future of women's football. There's been lots of highlights throughout the week. Magic Round, of course, the first NPLW Magic Round is a highlight in itself, but the fact that it coincides with Mother's Day also brings lots more moments of joy to come. It's been good this week to see a few clubs incorporating the Mother's Day theme by having mothers versus daughters, which it's been great to see some footage of that across social media, and I think the refereeing had to be a little bit loose as the mothers were seen to give a bit of a push and shove to their youngsters along the way. Turning our attention back to this game, stats on the screen just show us that it was fairly close in terms of shots. 7 shots to Easts and 6 to Souths, so fairly evenly matched in the shot stats. 4 of those on target for Easts and Souths with 3 on target, but they are not the stats that matter at the end of the 90 minutes. So currently Eastern Suburbs leading here at Nudgee Recreation Reserve. Abby Lloyd just trying to send that one forward with the outside of her boot and getting a second chop at it. Plenty of shouts of time for Holly Clark there, giving her a little bit of information about the space she was in. Hansen. Sonny Franco trying to get Monica Vecchio forward in an attacking position, and again we saw plenty of that in the first half. Lauren Vashina happy to come out of her box and clear. Not sure if that's something they've been working on throughout the week in training, but we've certainly seen a fair bit of it tonight. Very rare that you see a goalkeeper glued to their lines these days. Faith Stevenson with the fancy feet. Just shaking off the challenge of Camille Sahiro, the Philippines international. Bermudez. Apo with a first time attempt in toward the near post, but finding its way to the wrong side of it. It's Bermudez with the ball down the line, and Apo just with a little look and having a crack from distance. One given away, Vecchio winning it back here with Hansen, and Hansen just firing that one straight into the path of the Souths keeper. Kyla Hansen's been making a fair impression this season so far, finding herself named in Team of the Week in round 9 and round 12, and bagging 2 of those 4 goals against Gold Coast United last week. Kyla Hansen with 8 goals last season, and she's already matched that here we're in round 13, but we've had a few games postponed, so fair ratio there for Kyla Hansen. Free kick to Easts. Centre halves getting forward for this one, and it's going to be left to Chantel Mowgary to come across and take. Mowgary setting up in the right back position tonight, but there's a ability to make her mark at either end of the field as she sends that one in towards Hansen at the back post, but Hansen just sees that one bounce over the byline. Hansen again, first time ball in the middle. Sheena let it bounce. Sahirul in the danger spot that one was nudged over by an Easts player, so it will be a goal kick. Short kick. Falling initially to an East player. And Easts have it back here. Tegan Ryden just not able to get through to that one before the keeper came to clear. East still in possession inside the South's half though. Riding. South screaming for handball, but referee says play on, and Bermudez does just that and sticks her foot through it. Franco. Lovely ball forward and flicked on with a bit of fortune toward Vecchio, but cleared away. Throw in just on the halfway mark on this near side. So all of these games coming to you from Nudgee Recreation Reserve as part of NPL Magic Round this weekend. 5 games in total, 2 blockbusters tonight. Brisbane City taking on Gold Coast Knights, and of course Eastern Suburbs versus Souths, the game in front of us. Games kick off from 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, so get yourself down to Nudgee Recreation Reserve to enjoy a fair festival of football. Bermudez cutting that one out. Sonny Franco with the flick on. A little bit of head tennis in here from Souths. Mowgary just using her keeper. Can still see a fair bit of wind picking up over there on the north side. Bermudez. Switching that one across to Vecchio. First touch just a little loose and falls at the feet of Mowgri. Monica Vecchio having moved with twin sister Kylie from Innisfail to Brisbane for study and for football. All three Vecchio sisters, I believe, studying at QUT. Kyla Hansen to chase. She's got pressure on from Leah Bermudez. Bermudez trying to use her strength, but just overrunning it. Hansen with a lovely square ball. Great defending at the back. Aaliyah DeVerne. It was Stella Mazzoni, the goal scorer from the first half. It's a lovely square ball across to Mazzoni, and it was Aaliyah DeVerne who flew in courageously with the challenge. Leah DeVerne only returning after tearing her Achilles last season, so that was a especially brave challenge from the number 4. Corner headed away inadvertently by an East player at the back. Sonny Franco now with a bit of chasing to do. Bit of a tug from both sides. And I think the initial tug coming from Sonny Franco, so the free kick will go to Easts. Taylor Schofield so far keeping those yellow cards in her pocket, apart from the one she spilt by accident in the first half, but we'll let her forget that one eventually. Holly McQueen stepping up to take this one. Holly McQueen, of course, I've mentioned, signed from Brisbane Roar. She suffered an ACL injury in her first season at the club, but that didn't stop them, didn't deter them from keeping hold of her. She settled into a nice leadership role for Brisbane Roar. Had a great season for them. East just laying that one off to the edge, but cleared away by Souths. And eventually Sam Roth putting a boot through that one. Clark. Challenge there on Mowgri. Referee just getting a bit of advice from a few of the players there, but reminding them who is boss. And Mowgri to take this free kick nice and quickly. Given away though to Vecchio. Vecchio. Cooley. Kira Cooley leaving that one to Vecchio. And referee blowing a whistle. Foul there from Sonny Franco. A little bit of frustration setting in. Referee just asking both sides to calm things down. Free kick there was for the challenge on the number 10, Kyla Hansen. Bit of rain now starting to fall. Nudgee Recreation Reserve. Perfect footballing conditions, one may say. Sonny Franco skips through the first challenge and wins a free kick in the second. Sonny Franco starting to argue with the referee before realising that it is her free kick and giving a little wave of apology. So things are getting a little bit tense here in the second half, but a few smiles all round as that one becomes clear. Elise Franco to take this one. Now Tegan Riding able to come away with this one. She's got a couple of orange shirts chasing to get into a bit of a support play position, but Tegan Riding still going alone on that far side, skipping past the challenge of Sam Roth, but retaining possession on the touchline. Roth just stepping out of that challenge a little gingerly, so we'll keep an eye on that. And now Sonny Franco down the other end. Unable to get that one through to Tia Apo. Just approaching the hour mark here on this drizzly Friday evening. Round one matchup between these two sides, finishing 4-3 to Eastern Suburbs. So far, Stella Mazzoni goal from the first half is what sets these sides apart. And Riding just happy to let that one roll over for a corner. In the last 10 matchups between these two sides, Eastern Suburbs coming away with 6 wins to South's 2 and a couple of draws along the way. Fairly evenly matched in the stats at half time in this game, but what can come of this corner? Headed in! Corner in! And headed in just in front of the keeper. And the shock was plain to see on the face of Chantel Maugery. Just previously mentioned that she's as dangerous in defence as she is in attack. And the look of surprise said it all. 61 minutes. 2-0 to Eastern Suburbs. We see a change there. Tia Apo departing for Souths, making way for Kylie Vecchio. Souths with a bit of work to do in the last 30 minutes of this game, but it's not a task that's beyond them. We see Lachlan Long just on the touchline there, giving the ball back to his number 11. So Lachlan Long, former school teacher, recently appointed into the newly created role of General Manager at Eastern Suburbs Football Club. So Lachlan now responsible for overseeing all areas of the club's operations, including strategic growth, commercial operations and expanding community engagement. So congratulations to Lachlan. And of course, as is evident this evening, he's obviously still taking on the role of coaching the women's NPL side. Vecchio. Ball through to Sonny Franco. She was asking for it, and there it is. Vecchio again with the return, but Katie Dale collects. Good spell of play there from Souths. South's just trying to force that one forward. And Ryden keeping that one in well on the near side. Got support from the goal scorer, Mowgray. New signing Sahirul holding the ball up well against Faith Stevenson, but well defended, Souths. Lovely take, Tegan Ryden. Oh, and McGarry just not able to get hold of that one and sees that one run over the touchline. Souths with a chance to reset with the goal kick. So the corner in for the second goal, and the ball landing in a great spot for the head of Chantel Mowgray. Sure she'll enjoy watching that celebration back as we saw the eyebrows raise and the look of surprise on her face. Great goal from tonight's right back for Eastern Suburbs. Flicked on there, Abby Taylor. Abby Lloyd wearing the armband for Souths. Abby Taylor for Eastern Suburbs tonight. Camille Sahirul. Through ball, and here is Kyla Hansen to tap one home. And the flag is raised. Little hesitation there. It did look like she'd stepped a little offside. She didn't turn and celebrate herself either. And as that one came through, just missing Tegan Ryden, and Kyla Hansen looking very aware that she was an offside spot there. Hansen still having to sit on 8 goals as she had for the full season last season, just for now. Leah DeVerne. Riding. Has Hansen again on her right, but great defending there, Bermudez. Hansen this time onside. Using her strength well there up against Vecchio. Vecchio forcing her over for a goal kick. Good defending there. Vecchio had to be careful. Hansen just with a little bit of trickery on the edge of the box. Vecchio doing well just to bundle her over firmly but fairly. So for those of you that have maybe missed the team information at the start of the game, you may be wondering, where is Katie Muscat for Eastern Suburbs tonight? She's out with an ankle injury that she picked up against Gold Coast United. And Souths with their own noticeable absentees. Sophie Rood with a hamstring injury, and Rosie Sutton and Emma Smith both sitting this one out through illness. Eliza Evans, South's goalkeeper, just recently having gone under the knife for knee surgery. So her return is expected in 6 weeks. I think she will agree that her deputy is doing a stellar job in between the sticks this season so far. Good defending at the back, Leah Bermudez. Trent Gregson bringing on Riley Caspanello. And giving Kira Cooley a break. Kira Cooley, former Lions under-23 captain. She was named in the round 12 team of the week, scoring in last week's 2-0 victory over QAS. So she's put her shift in for tonight. And Riley Caspanello, signed from Penn Power for the new season, has just joined proceedings. Roth trying to clear, falls on the edge to Zahirul, muscled out there, and Sunny Franco just holding the ball up well in midfield as she waits for support. Kylie Vecchio wearing the number 3 jersey, just losing out there to a sea of orange. Good challenge, Sunny Franco. Supported there by Elise. Caspanello. Abby Lloyd this time with an effort from range. Just having a little look over to the right toward Kylie Vecchio, but that ball going loose in the end. Push in the back. Sunny Franco getting involved in a couple of these tussles, so very keen to get her team forward. And here is Monica Vecchio trying to square one across into the path of Elise Franco. "20-ish minutes remaining on the clock, so still plenty of time for Souths to come knocking. And there is another one of those tussles. This time, the referee with no choice but to go to her pocket for a red. Sunny Franco with a push in the face there. We've seen that frustration building throughout the game. And Sunny Franco will walk for that one. Push on skipper Abby Taylor. So Souths with a bit of a job to do. The 2 goals behind and 1 player down. And it looks like skipper Abby Taylor picked up a yellow card for her part in that little melee. Referee Taylor Schofield with a fairly quiet first half in terms of having to monitor the temperament of the game, but as we see the passion increase the frustration unavoidably increases. 73 minutes on the clock. Eastern Suburbs 2, Souths United 0. What have we got in store for us, folks, in these last 17 or so minutes? South's going to have to band together. Holly McQueen pushing that one forward for Easts. Riley Kespanello with her fresh legs cutting that one out. Goal kick sent out toward the right flank. Sam Roth getting stuck in and releasing her skipper, Abby Lloyd. Bit of work here for Elise Franco to do, but she's keen to chase. Ball forward. Running all the way through to the keeper, Tegan Riding. Had a fair bit of work to do to try and get hold of that one. Just going to have a hold up here for this throw while we allow another change to be made. Referee and Leah Bermudez just discussing the fashion of these short sleeve shirts while we wait. Headed on there, Abby Lloyd. We'll get confirmation of that change as soon as we can. Cut out by Vecchio. Eastern Suburbs throw on the near side. Riding. Gets that one across the area. Not cleared out of danger. Caspanello! Ellie Caspanello lurking in a dangerous spot, and a great left foot finish. It was Tegan Riding slipping as she crossed that one across, loose clearance, and a confident left foot finish from Ellie Caspanello. 3-0 Eastern Suburbs. The 77th minute goal from Ellie Caspanello. Mentioned earlier, Ellie Caspanello signed from Penn Power. And one of the descriptors that I've seen often for Ellie Caspanello is that she has a lethal left foot, and we've just seen the precision of that left boot as she increases her side's lead. Vecchio, support from Elise Franco on her left, but cut out nicely by Easts. So Eastern Suburbs currently sitting in 5th spot on the ladder, but it's not necessarily a true representation of the league due to the weather-related postponements. This will take them to 19 points from their 9 games if this is how the game plays out. Riding, using her pace. Got a bit of a spring in her step, Tegan Riding, and even more of a spring in her step, no doubt, as she pokes that one into the left-hand corner. Eastern Suburbs are having a magic round party. Tegan Riding, the number 24, getting her 6th goal of the season. Tegan Riding, 15 goals to her name last season, 6 in the bank so far for this campaign. Very experienced and intelligent striker. Seeing East just making the best of the extra space on the pitch. Vecchio. Some lovely one-touch football from Souths as they just try and retain possession and create an attack. Leah DeVerne just losing out there. Kylie Vecchio. Lovely little bit of footwork there, Riley Caspanello. Got a bit of a duel on our hands with Caspanello on both sides. I mean, both signed from Penn Power last season. Ellie Caspanello, of course, the recent 3rd goal scorer in an Eastern Suburbs strip. And we've got Riley Caspanello on the opposition side for Souths. And that one just flying wide. Tegan Riding going for the brace. Found herself in space, skipping round Roth. And having a crack from distance, but just not quite finding the angle there, Tegan Riding. Mazzoni, Mowgray, and in it goes, lofted little chip. It's a cheeky attempt. Chantel Mowgray receives it on it, just on the edge of the area. Lauren Vashina was watching it all the way, but it dipped just behind her. It's a 5th for Easts and a 2nd for the number 9. And Eastern Suburbs now their turn to make a couple of changes. Got Kyla Hansen making way for Jess Curran. Kyla Hansen putting in a good shift on this right flank. Vecchio. Mayin Lewis. Also another set of fresh legs in the midfield for Eastern Suburbs. So next up in the league for these two sides, round 14 sees Souths hosting Sunshine Coast Wanderers. East with a quick turnaround. They've got their round 8 makeup game versus QAS on Tuesday, before then facing QAS once again at Meakin Park for their round 14 fixture next week. So a busy week for East's next week. The chaos of this second half has gone to my head as we approach the final 4 minutes. And confirmation that Sam Roth has also made way for Audrey Jones. Audrey Jones promoted from the under-23s for this season. The other 7:15 kickoff, as mentioned, was 1-0 to Brisbane City at half-time. In the second half, Paloma Oliveira has equalised for Gold Coast Knights, so that game currently 1-1 as Eastern Suburbs coming through again. And the challenge this time on Leah Bermudez sees us with a free kick in favour of Souths. Another confirmed change for Souths, number 23. Emily McDougall coming on to replace Aaliyah Deverne. Alicia Borodin bagged a brace against Gold Coast United last week. The other set of fresh legs for Eastern Suburbs. She's just lurking there in the middle. See if anything can come of this Eastern Suburbs attack. Mowgray finding feet. Cleared away nicely by Vecchio. April Fisher up top for Souths as we see out the final stage of these games. April Fisher, another one promoted from the under-23s. Good to see Trent Gregson giving the youngsters a go. That's always good throughout these league games, and also what better opportunity than Female Football Week. Big part of this occasion is to showcase female talent and to give opportunities to the future of female football here in Queensland. Caspanello riding. Audrey Jones with a shot from range, just going a little stray there. Katie Dale will be taking her time as we creep into the last minute here. Nudgee Recreation Reserve. So just one more reminder for you folks of plenty more football to come over this NPL Magic Round weekend. So tomorrow, Mitchelton versus North Lakes United for our 2 p.m. kickoff. 4:15 sees us enjoy Sunshine Coast Wanderers versus Gold Coast United, and 6:30 p.m. QAS will take on Lions FC to round out what has been, or what will be, the first ever Magic Round, and also round out Female Football Week, which does come to a conclusion on Mother's Day on Sunday. So check out Football Queensland's socials and web pages for any opportunities to get involved in any of the Female Football Week action. We are into added time here now. There'll be a little bit of added time on. Did have a little pause in play with the red card for Sonny Franco early on. As this one comes across, great goalkeeping at the back. Lauren Vashina was Stella Mazzoni and Alyssa Borodin coming forward. Trying to get her name on the score sheet. Alyssa Borodin joined from QAS. Found herself in Team of the Week for round 12. Did bag a brace against Gold Coast United last week. And there it is, folks. That calls time on this Magic Round fixture. 5-0 to Eastern Suburbs. Early goal from Stella Mazzoni. Stella Mazzoni backed her second in the second half. Chantel Mowgry, Ellie Caspanello, and Tegan Riding. It was Chantel Mowgry, sorry, with 2 goals. We did have a red card for Sonny Franco, so plenty of action to get us underway here for NPL Magic Round. Thanks for joining me for this evening's coverage. Stick around on FQTV for the rest of the fixtures on the weekend, and I look forward to bringing you more action in future fixtures here on FQTV.